What's happening, YouTube? Cowboy here, and today I'm going to be bringing you one last video of the Ninja World Tournament with S+ rank. Now, S+ rank is a monster all on its own, and that it is basically standalone. There are 5 battles that you're going to do. To access S+ rank, obviously after you beat S rank, it's right over here. This is a branch of the first area. Remember, there was this gate here. Well, that gate opens, you talk to this guy, and you can run it. Now, some important things to note: you can repeat this as many times as you want. Every time you win, you do end up walking away with 500,000 Ryo, which is pretty nice. That being said, it's not exactly a walk in the park. So for starters, even though we had Madara already selected, you'll notice we don't have him selected anymore. That's because every time you start S+, you pick the 5 characters you want to go in with. So we are running with Harashima, Sage Mode. We are running with Madara. We are going to go with let's go Resurrected Minato, and we are gonna go Sasuke, yes, Flame Control, and then lastly we'll run with Itachi. Now there is a bit of a reason that I picked up a bunch of the China clan, and that's because in general the game will try to pick them as well as all the Jinchurikis, because as I mentioned, or if I didn't mention it, basically your enemies all start in True Awakening at the beginning of the battle. So there's always going to be one group that's just really powerful up front, which you can see over here as group 4, and then groups, well, the group below me and the group to my right, they're all going to be either in their Jinchuriki form, or in the case of like Sushi, he's going to be in his Susanoo form. So it's kind of a clusterfuck because there's always going to be 2 massive enemies on the map that you have to fight, and then one smaller guy that's just beefed up and trying to beat the shit out of you. So yeah, needless to say, it gets pretty fucking hectic. Now with that in mind, it isn't, you know, it's still doable. I doubt I'll pull off an S rank, but I do plan on absolutely destroying it. And I feel that I picked a good 5 characters to just blaze right through this with, but get a good Rasengan to start things off. And I'll try and, if the tailed beasts are willing to fight each other, then I'll focus on the one person that isn't in like a transform state. Counters are brutal. You want to try to avoid getting countered. But I feel like Minato's a good choice to go into this with just because of his speed. He can really kind of lay down some pain, even if it's against one of the tailed beasts. Let's see, we're eating the shit out of 5 tails right now. I think that's 5 tails. It's kind of hard to see how many tails that one has. It's either 5 tails or 6 tails. No, yeah, that's 6 tails. The monkey's the 5 tails, right? Is monkey 5 tails? I want to say monkey's 5 tails, and there's 6 tails. Ow, and they're all up on my ship. But either way, we are still in first, which is good. So, like I said, running with someone that is really powerful in melee is a really good strategy because you have 4 tails. I can't count the tails, there's too much going on. But then I'm getting countered by second Hokage. But you just want to get out, focus on getting out as much damage as you can. As the battle starts to wind down, I would suggest doing some chakra dashes across the battlefield. Because there's 2 tailed beasts already on the field, there's going to be orbs flying all over the place. So with 10 seconds to go, you can see I managed to effectively just fly across the battlefield and pick up a ton of orbs, putting myself, I was over 1800 until the tailed beast decided that they weren't happy with that. And final Rasengan on you. There we go. Ended off at 1900, and the second Hokage is the only one over 1000. So yeah, 5 rounds of this. Obviously, we ended up picking Minato first because he's, really fast. I feel like it's easy to pull off his combos. Harashima with wood style, especially with his wood style, just, those trees are devastating. You'll hit multiple people. Oh, you want to play like that, do you? So obviously starting off in first can be hard because in general everything now suddenly wants to fight you. You can get them lined up in a row. You can't hit multiple enemies at once, which is good. But focusing on the the single one that's usually not in a, I mean, even it is in an awakened form. It's not in like a super tail beast or Susanoo or anything like that. So as long as you're, you know, using your substitution jutsu a lot, you can usually get out enough damage and take care of some business. So, all right, this guy really needs to stop. We're about to do a little wooden dragon jutsu here. Big jutsus like wooden dragon are great here too because you can hit multiple enemies with them. I mean, and with all the tail beast bombs coming out, that's obviously you want to avoid getting hit by shit as much as you can. You can see right there we had the tail beast targeted and we still managed to hit the Raikage. Now that we're down to 15 seconds, once again we're going to hop around, try to get as many big orbs as we can. And the easiest way to do this is, you know, your right bumper, or excuse me, your right stick is going to lock onto enemies. So if you press that again, you can unlock, and then you can just chakra dash across the battlefield. As long as you don't run into any enemies, you know, you can. It's really easy to pick up a bunch of orbs. So with only 2 seconds to go, we're just gonna try and run out the clock here. Ending at 2,700. Of course, the Susanoo cleaned up, getting up to 25, but we are still in first. And we got Madara coming up next, and we tend to lay down the pain with him. So for this one, obviously B is in second place, and on top of that, I find 8-Tails to be especially annoying to deal with here, so we are going to focus on him. Hopefully Guy doesn't want my ass too badly. But yeah. Madara is really good here, especially because of the giant swings, since his, you know, regular combos involve like pulling out the Susanoo blade and just striking with it. He really begins to lay down the pain on enemies. Like, and, I mean, you got a good chance to hit multiple enemies with those attacks. So as long as one tail doesn't get too much on our shit here, I think we can successfully knock B down quite a few notches in this competition. But it is kind of a clusterfuck. I mean, as you can see, we can barely even see like what's going on at sometimes. You know, it's just, there's just too much bullshit in the way. Of course, retreating and dropping out your jutsus are another excellent strategy here. As long as Might Guy doesn't molest us. Okay, do you want this? Do you want me to just focus you into the ground? I could just focus you into the ground if that's what you really want. I wanted to fight B. Might Guy is insisting that I fight him. He is the only one with a score that's close to being a threat to me right now. But yeah, you're going to be using your substitution jutsu up faster than like a high school girl pounds bottles of Smirnoff, so I don't know. Maybe not the best analogy there, but that's what we're going with. So 5 seconds to go. Obviously, we go into just survival mode here. Just trying to run, substitute out of attacks, maintain our orb count as high as we can. And it pays off. Ending round 3 at 5,500. B is down just above 3,000, and the other two are significantly behind. Into round 4. Itachi, I picked just because he's one of my best characters. You know, I know his combos like the back of my hand. They're very fast. They're very fluid. And Amatseru lays down the pain. Now, 3-Tails is probably one of the harder ones to fight, just because that rolling combo can really fuck stuff up. So we are going to try and focus him here. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get in. There we go. I got an opening. Not going to last for long, because I have Toby on my ass. 2-Tails trying to join in as well. But it don't matter, bitch. We're going to beat the shit out of you. If you can get off an Amatseru, it is pretty brutal. But yeah, you're not going to just get it off with ease. You are going to be hard-pressed to pull one of those off. Oh, wow. Countered out the tail beast bomb. That was awesome. And the one benefit of these matches is that because there's all these tail beasts, they're going to be doing giant AoE attacks, and whereas combos will always like earn you the orbs. Like if you pull off the combo, you are going to be picking up those orbs. Guaranteed, they're just going to come to you. With some of the, you know, bigger AoEs that these guys are doing, those orbs don't get sucked up immediately. They're just kind of free floating around, which is why you guys have consistently seen me, like right when I get around, you know, the 15-second mark or so, that's why I kind of go into this running mode where I'll just run and I'll try to pick up as many orbs as I can that are laying around, because the beasts are usually knocking orbs out of people, and it's, you know, like right over here, there's a bunch, and Toby snatched them up before I could, but still entered above 7,000, so not that bad. I doubt I'll break 10K, but we'll see. I still do have Sasuke left. We're up against, I believe that's the Tsukikage? I'm starting to remember who all they are. I mean, there's so many fucking Kages in this game, I get them mixed up, but I mean, I'm learning names now. Hiroshima, Madara. Getting names right. Now, one thing is when you see Chakra Mode Naruto, he's gonna end up being an enemy sooner or later. If you can beat him down fast enough, you can actually knock him out of his Chakra Mode, effectively kind of eliminating him from the fight. The slug is really easy to focus as well. Let's see what oh my god, would you stop doing that, Naruto? Flame control, another great jutsu to use here since it hits like everybody. You know, some chakra dashes real fast here. Comes the acid spit. Really see what a clusterfuck it is. Fights start to go like this. There's just so much going on you can barely even see. 6 seconds to go. This is where we go into our run. Oh, get them orbs. Get them orbs. And a nice finish at 93.78. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the clusterfuck that is S+ rank. So, just to reiterate, like I said, oh what? Only 100,000 Rio. I got 500,000 the last time I did this. Maybe it progressively goes down. Oh, there's my 500,000 Rio. I was about to say, I'm like, come on, man. Don't cheat me out my money. So, as I mentioned, you can repeat this as many times as you want, and considering that was my third time doing it, it looks like the 500,000 is consistent. So, I mean, with that in mind, you know, we're a little bit over 13 minutes. So, 13 minutes for 500,000 Rio. If you're looking to make some quick money, probably the fastest way to do it. Might not be the easiest, but it sure as hell is the fastest. Either way, that, with S rank, or S+ rank being conquered, that does completely wrap up the Ninja World Tournament. Now, there's obviously a couple more recruitment quests left. You know, some of them are just talking to people and doing a little quest. Some of them are just beating people up. Some of them are running around and collecting stuff, but I feel it's silly to hunt down the remaining people to show you guys those little quests. So, for the time being, this will be the end of the Ninja World Tournament series. Of course, it does not mean the end of Naruto. As I mentioned on some of the other videos, we are going to be doing a ton of Naruto streams on Twitch, and considering this game has a strong focus on player versus player, we are going to be hosting lobbies. Maybe we could even turn it into a like Dark Souls 2 Fight Club type thing. There were reports that they supposedly moved commentator mode. I don't know if that's completely true, but I guess we'll find out now that the game is fully released and the online servers are on. But either way, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed watching the S+ rank, and we'll see you next time.